What's up everyone? Welcome back to another build crafting video. This time it is the Golden Guardian, a level 151 strength slash faith build that will take you through NG plus 2, which is journey 3. Now let me show you what it's all about. Let's get away from him before we aggro him, and let's get ready to buff up. Alright. Alright, now that he's dead, let's go back and let's talk about this build really quickly, what I like to use personally, and I can explain to you everything else as well. Alright, let's start with our spells really fast. Actually, let's get into here. Well, before we get into here, I'll show you. Golden Vow, it's mainly buffs. Most of them are situational, but you will find yourself using 1, 2, 3 a lot. You cannot use them together, however. So keep that in mind. 1 and 2 cannot be used together. Flame Grant Me Strength with Golden Vow, or Golden Vow with Black Flame's Protection. Flame Grant Me Strength and Black Flame's Protection apparently cancel each other out. Now, you got Protection of the Earth Tree against situational for casters that do a lot of different maybe types of casting, lightning damage and holy damage or whatever. Blessing of the Earth Tree is really good, especially if you combine it with a few other things that I'll discuss later. Earth Tree Heal is there because if you just don't have any Crimson Tier flasks, you're out of them, but you have mana, you can, resort to this, or if you want to heal your friends or something, or, your summons, or whatever it is, it's pretty useful. You'll be using this a lot, as this will help, soften up your enemies as you go in for staggers and doing critical damage. This right here, situational, it's good for staggering as well. It helps with the staggering. It helps if you are surrounded by enemies. But it is one that you'll be using quite often, more than you think. This one I usually use it for big boys and bosses, that's it. I don't go for for small creatures. This and just like normal melee attacks will do the trick. Now you can put any other buff in here that you like. It all will work just fine. If, maybe I'm talking about buffs only, not any other spell, because this is not a lightning spell, it's not a fire build, it's not a lightning build, it's a holy build, a strength slash faith build. Keep that in mind. But you can use this here, magic fortification or whatever. This one, barrier of gold, which is even stronger if you're fighting something that casts a lot of magic. So you can use all these buffs situationally. Alright. Now that we're done with the buffs, we'll go here. I use this because honestly, like at the very start, I buff myself and I use ELDEN stars right away, so I want that first ELDEN stars and the rest of my damage to be stronger. But you can go for those two right here, the Stone Barb and the Spike Cracked here. Those are both good if you want to focus on doing melee damage and staggering enemies. You go for those right here. If you want HP over time with the Blessings of the Earth Tree and this one, and of course, let's go into equipment. And this one, the Blessed Dew Talisman, you'll have a lot of HP coming back. A lot. Like, this will negate even, it will balance out even if you're poisoned. Hell, you'll be gaining more HP than losing if you're poisoned. Maybe if you're suffering from rot, scarlet rot. Those three combinations are very useful if you think you're going to be fighting in an area full of, scarlet rot. Those three combinations are the way to go. Heavy load doesn't matter that much. I mean, you can go for the Arsenal Charm +2. I think that will solve your problems, but I don't have it. However, it's not necessary. You can change this with a lot of different things. You can go for this one since you do use a lot of stamina here. Let's see what else can you do here. You can go for more damage negation if you think you need it. Or you can go for one of these. I mean, if you think you're doing, let's say, jumping attacks, a lot of them, then go for that. If you're guarding a lot, I don't guard too much with this build. And you can drop off your shield and not have it carried on your, just don't carry it and just have it in your inventory. And then just equip it when you think you're going to need it against specific bosses and all that. That way, your load would be a lot better and you can have a medium load. So, you have to pick and choose and see what you're doing. I mean, if you're doing guard counters, then there you go. This is definitely not one that you want. Charged attacks, here you go. Axe Talisman. And that's about it, really. Counter attacks, maybe, but for thrusting weapons, so you don't want that. And this is range. You can go for this one right here. Or you can go for this one if you think you're going to be using a lot, if you're going to be charging your spells. Where is it? Sorry, this one. You're going to be charging your spells. You feel you're using too much mana, you can go for this. It really all depends on your play style. That is it. What do you prefer doing more? Go for it. You want the Phlox Canvas Talisman help you, do a bit more damage with your faith? With your faith spells, you can, but I wouldn't really necessarily recommend this one because you are more of a strength build than you are faith, even if you are going to be at 60 strength and 50 faith. It's still, let's see. Let's go to the stats distribution, alright? We got 45 vigor. Let me see. Is it because of... There we go. That's what I thought. So, when we go here, we have 40 vigor. Alright guys, 40 vigor, NG +2. And you just saw how much damage they were doing. Like even when he hits me, he's not gonna do that much damage. I can go back in there and show you. He's not, especially with Golden Val. You do not even need Black Flame's protection. With Black Flame's protection, like they're barely gonna be doing damage to you. At least this guy right here, the snowy mountaintop giant guy is not going to be doing that much damage to you. I promise you, especially with the armor you have on. And again, if we remove this, all right, and we go here, inventory, sorry, actually, and we switch this. What? Which one was it? And we go with this one. We have medium load. You see that, guys? So you can unequip and just be like that if you want the medium load. But just to go back to the stats, it's 40 vigor, 20 mind, 30 endurance, 60 strength, dexterity is at 12, of course, intelligence is at 9, faith is at 50. You can take 3 points out of faith because I believe Elden Stars only needs 47 faith, so you can keep it just at the bare minimum and dump those 3 points into endurance, which might, help you out a bit with the equip load issue, or you can just change your armor and wear armor that is much lighter. I won't, because I want a build that is primarily focused on this, on like having, armor that helps out a lot with damage negation and all that. And this armor does. And running around naked and running around with this armor, there's a big difference when it comes to damage negation. So armor is not just for looks. Now, you don't need armor to beat the game. You can beat the game naked, but again, armor is not just for looks. And that's about it. I mean, the equipment right here. Now, what was our shield? Alright, we're gonna be heavy load the whole time. It doesn't matter. Like, we don't even need this. We're still gonna be heavy load. See, Like, it's okay, it doesn't matter. You can take damage with this build here. It doesn't matter. Again, it really doesn't. So the last thing I'm going to discuss is just you have the Heavy Giant Crusher, you have the Earthtree Great Shield, you have the Earthtree Seal, full malformed Dragon Helm, Dragon Armor, Dragon Gauntlets, and Dragon Greaves. So the whole set. And here I explained this earlier on, so that's about it. This is maxed out, and this is of course maxed out. And that's it. And here's really up to you what you want to do. You can go for this. Like I said, you can go for this, and you can just drop the shield. And there you go. You're a medium roll. And you can be more of a two-hander and a caster. Like, I personally would not use the shield, but with the shield that has Golden Retaliation on it. Golden Retaliate, like, I would use this only if I'm going against bosses that I find very hard or that are heavily depending on spells. That's the only time I would use the shield. Other than that, guys, this build is built to stagger enemies while you annoy the shit out of them with your little golden laser beams following them wherever they go. And that is the end of this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the Golden Guardian. I honestly would love to show you guys a guide on how to start this guy from scratch and show you how powerful he can be. He is really he has a heavy dependency on stats because like, he's just wearing a lot of stuff all the time. You have a heavy roll and all that, and a heavy load, so you're rolling really slowly. But you can take damage, you can dish out damage, and you have two spells with homing missiles that will chase your enemies, you know, no matter how annoying they are. And not just chase your enemies, it will help soften your enemies up, so you could probably require less hits to stagger them. And that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to watch more build crafting videos or just gaming in general. And until then, I'll catch you all in the next episode. Take care, y'all, and peace.